Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today is day 15 of World Watercolor Month 2025. I should really be calling mine World Gouache Month, but Watercolor Month does let you use gouache because gouache it's just a form of watercolor. It's not as transparent, it is more opaque. And a lot of these colors from my Himi Gouache set are super opaque. I have this set that I've been using. And the reason I'm using it a lot is this gouache does not stay nice for a long time. So I bought a set very similar to this 2 years ago. It didn't have the double cups. It had the single cup, so each cup was the size of 2 of these. And it was wonderful. And it lasted about a year and a half, close to 2 years, because I kept it wet and everything, but then it just dried out. I can still use it as a dry paint, but I really enjoy using the creamy texture of it. So I rebought it for $22 this year, and it went on sale like a week after that for $16 or $17. So watch out for sales. If you buy this, don't hoard it. Don't use it as good. Just use it as much as you can so you get a lot of use out of it. And I thought, what a perfect way to use it. World Watercolor Month is going to be awesome. So anyway, you guys, I apologize if you hear the air conditioning in the background. It can't be helped. It is 30 degrees Celsius here today. And that's not counting the humidex. And I have asthma, so I have to have the cooler air to breathe. I have to stay inside when it's like this. The word today is dusty. And I did some Dust Bunnies from the Sim 4. And I don't know if you could see the sketch because I tried to go light. I forget that for gouache I can sketch darker. At this point when I was sketching them, I wasn't sure if I was going to use my watercolor or my gouache. I was half and half thinking I would use my Paul Rubens and then just use some of my my pastel watercolors on top of it if I needed some that were more opaque. But then I decided, you know what? I've got all these beautiful colors. Just let's use them. So that's what we are going to do. Alright guys, so I'm using the brushes that came with my set of Himi Gouache, and I'm using the palette that came with it. I'm using my Artist Loft sketchbook, and we're jumping right in, and I'm just going to try to mix some different grays, using 2 different shades of blue and some white, and I'm just mixing them all up. I know I want some lights and some darks, and I'm just trying to see what kind of grays I can get. And I'm quite happy with the 2 different blues that are giving me grays. Now, it's really hot today, so even with my air conditioner, I was having issues with my paint drying really quickly. So I had to keep adding more water, and it made it tricky because I added more water than I wanted to, just to keep it flowing. So yeah, so anyway, I'm just painting it in, and I immediately made a mistake. I don't know if you could see it. Right above the eye where I painted in the gray, I just painted right off the picture because I drew too lightly and I couldn't see it anymore. So I had to go back and fix it later. That's one nice thing about gouache. You can go light over dark. I wouldn't have been able to fix that in watercolor, I don't think. I could have tried lifting it, but so anyway, right now I'm just trying to add the darker colors at the bottom and wherever I thought there would be shadow, and adding light and shadow and mixing different grays and whites. And I basically go over it all a million times and overwork it. There's a point where I should have stopped, but that seems to be true for a lot of my paintings lately. And I don't know why, because I'm painting every day, but I enjoy it so much that I don't want to stop while I'm doing it. Anyway, these are the Dust Bunnies from The Sims 4 that I'm trying to paint. Did you ever play The Sims 4? It's a fun game. I've been playing The Sims since The Sims 1. Well, actually, The Sims 2 was the first game that I tried, but I liked it so much I went out and bought The Sims 1 as well, just to see what it was all about back when The Sims 2 was out. So it's Sims 4 now. The Sims 2 is still my favorite, but probably just because that was my intro to The Sims. But anyway, these little dust bunnies, they came with one of the kits. I think it was called the Bust the Dust kit. And it came with a vacuum cleaner. And if your sim does not vacuum, the dust starts to build up, and then you get dust bunnies. And you can befriend them, and they'll give you money or gifts. And the thing is, I get attached to them. And one of my sims was She was a neat freak, and she kept vacuuming and killing my dust bunnies. And I was so sad because I took my other sim was making the time to name them and befriend them. So you can shut it off. So which is what I do now. I don't have dust bunnies in my game anymore because I get too sad if someone randomly vacuums and they disappear. But they're super cute. And yeah, they just form where there's lots of dust. So anyway, I am going through here and making these bunnies. I'm trying to do their eyes. Their eyes are super cute. In the game, their eyes are little button eyes, and one button is usually bigger than the other one. And one has like 4 dots and the other has like a little cross, or the buttons don't match. Like they're the same color, but they don't match. And there's little patchwork stars and moons and just little patchwork items, usually in pink, on them. So I'm just trying to do that. But I'm just trying to keep it loose as well. Here you can see I'm trying to fix where I accidentally painted gray. I'm just trying to add white to it. So I could have stopped right here and it would have been fine because right here is where it looks a lot like the Dust Bunnies in The Sims. They're not really detailed, but I decided, no, I'm going to put a shadow. And this caused all kinds of issues because I didn't like how my shadow looked. So here I'm adding the darker shadow and I'm adding water around it to lighten it. And I think it was cuter without the shadow. So because I added the shadow, I spent a lot of time trying to fix it. And you'll see me now, I'm adding lighter color to my dust bunny. And I'm just trying to make their faces more fluffy looking. And I get to a point where I really like it and I really wish I would have stopped. Like I should have stopped at any point here, but no. Now I'm doing darker shadows underneath the bunnies with like a bluer paint, thinking maybe that will help. Maybe I just didn't like the color of the shadow. And I did like that a bit, but then I thought, they don't sit in shadows like that. They sit in actual piles of dust. So now here's me trying to turn the shadow into piles of dust. And because I added lighter colors to the piles of dust, I decided my dust bunnies needed these lighter colors on them. So now I'm just adding the lighter. But because the paint was drying so fast, it suddenly got too thick. So then I had to fix that. So today was a real struggle for me, you guys, but I had fun anyway. Okay, guys, I am done. That is as much as I could do for this. I really, really, really overworked this. I just couldn't get it. I wanted like that cloudy, dusty look. The problem is I was looking at a Sims 4 game and they're constantly in motion. And then when I stop the video, they're all blurry, so I couldn't really see them. So I just did my best, and I just wanted it to look like they're sitting in a cloud of dust, because that's how it forms. When the Sims 4, when they don't dust or vacuum, the dust piles up, and then these cute little dust bunnies form. And they're super cute. They're much cuter in real life than they are here. I did 2 of them. I guess this is my least successful painting so far for World Watercolor Month, but that's okay because I had fun doing it. In fact, I had so much fun I couldn't stop. I just kept adding like more clouds in the shadows. I decided I wanted them to kind of look like clouds or fluffy slippers, or I don't know. They're supposed to have wonky eyes that kind of look like sewn on buttons that are mismatched, and they have little patchwork stars and things, but the colors just go in and out, and they're literally just puffs of dust. So I was just trying to get that. I probably should have used watercolor instead of Himi Gouache. It would have been so much easier. I could have just painted a wet section and then dabbed in and let the paint spread. I think that would have worked a lot better. But I have so much of this gouache that I didn't want to waste it, because I'm going to camp for the month of August and part of September, and I'm not bringing it with me. And this Himi Gouache dries up really quickly. So I paid $22 on sale for it, and I just wanted to use as much as I can in the month of July. It should still be fine when I come back home in September if I spray it really good. It's so hot and humid that if you spray it too much, it could grow mold. I do have some spray that they sent me that is supposed to stop that from happening. So we'll see. I think the last time, like I said, my paint lasted about a year or 2 before it went yucky. So I might be worrying for nothing. But yeah, I should have definitely done this in watercolor. But I did have fun playing with the gouache. And I definitely overworked it, but they're still cute. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I hope you like this. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button and the subscribe and the notification bell and all of those things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, happy crafting, happy painting, happy whatever it is you love to do. Bye, guys.